Hello, this training will introduce you to Magicplan, an app to create floor plans, and once you have created your floor plans, you can use them to create reports and estimates. When you launch the app for the first time, you arrive on a screen like this one. So to create a new plan, there are not a lot of options. I tap on New Plan, and then it will be New Room, and there I have more options. Magicplan allows you to create room plans without drawing or without measuring. And for that, we use the sensors of the device. So how does it work? Let me show you with a video. When you launch the capture, you will have a green pointer and you will aim at the room corners with this green pointer, and every time to capture a room corner, you will use the right button that says add corner. Let's start with the first one. I aim at the corner, I tap on add corner. Second one, I aim on the corner and tap at add corner. We visualize the corners you captured via the white line that you see on the screen, and we also visualize the walls. You can capture the same way the doors using the button on the left that says begin door and end door. If you cannot see a corner, you can walk, or you can aim through as if the corner were visible. At the end of the process, I recapture the first corner again, and Magicplan will compute automatically the shape of the room and the dimensions. Now let me show you how to modify this room plan. The first thing you can do is modify a dimension. You just tap on a dimension and then you'll see a dimension picker that pops up. Once you've selected the system you want to work with, you can then adjust manually the dimension. When you do that, you see a lock that appears next to the dimension, just to let you know that this dimension has been manually modified. Another option to modify a dimension is to connect Magicplan with a Bluetooth laser. When I tap on the laser icon here, I can connect Magicplan with a Bluetooth laser, and there you'll have the list of all the lasers that are compatible. You see Stanley, Leica, Bosch, etc. If you have one of these lasers, you can connect this laser to your device, and then once it's connected, Magicplan will read automatically all the dimensions you measure with your disto. So then the process is quite simple. You tap on a dimension, you measure with your disto. You tap on a dimension, you measure with your disto. It can go very fast. Okay, we've learned how to modify dimensions. Good. I can also modify the shape of the room. First of all, I can move the walls. Okay, with my finger, I tap on the wall and then I can move the wall. Same thing with the corners. I can move the corner around with my finger. And as you can see, I don't need to have my finger on top of the corner. I just tap to select the corner and then I can move the corner without having my finger on top of the corner. I can move walls and move corners. I can also add walls and corners. Let me start with the corners. I tap on the wall. You see the white dot. This is where I'm going to add the corner. And I use the icon at the bottom that says add corner. There it is. I have added a corner. For example, if I want to add a wall recess, I add two corners and then I drag the portion of the wall in between. The same way I can add corners, I can add walls. I tap on the screen on the wall. Again, you see the white dot, and then I'm going to use the icon that says add wall. I have two options. I can add a partial wall or I can add the complete wall. Let's start with the first one, the partial wall. There it is. I can move it around. Again, I can resize it, and when I resize it, I can again connect Magicplan with a laser and use my disto, or I can delete it. Now, let's add a complete wall. Again, I tap on the wall, I select add wall, and now I'm going to choose the second option that says split room. There it is. If I go at the floor level, you see that now I have two rooms because I've split my room in two. Once you've created the rooms, the second step is what we call the room assembly. First of all, with my finger, I can move and I can rotate the different rooms. Okay? When I do so, I'm going to uh, assemble the rooms like a puzzle. So I'm going to move the rooms around and rotate them around with my finger to assemble them like I would for a puzzle. And when I do so, you see green visuals. For example, you see this green dotted line on the screen. It tells you that you're going to align the walls. This green blob here, they tell you that you're going to stitch the walls together. So if I release the room, the walls are stitched together. There is a last one, this green blob here. It tells you that you're going to stitch the corners together. So if I release the room, the corners are stitched together. So to assemble the room, again, I move the room around and I move the pieces of my puzzle and I pay attention to the green visuals. For example, okay, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. This is what I want because I want to stitch the three corners together. So I release the room and my room is properly assembled. As a benchmark, it takes me 30 seconds per room to create a room, either by capturing, drawing, duplicating, or filling, and to assemble it. So a 10 room floor plan like this one would take me probably 5 minutes. That's a good benchmark. Once I have created the rooms, once I have assembled the rooms, the third step is what we call the room decoration. So let me double tap on the room to enter into the room. And the thing I can do is I can create objects. Like for example, here I have one that I can remove. Let's say I want to add furniture into my room. I'm going to use the icon at the bottom that says Insert Object. And then I'm going to choose the Furniture section. And let's start with an armchair that I'm going to put on my floor plan. Okay. Uh, Again, once I have added the furniture or an object, I can move it around and rotate it like I was doing for the rooms. Some objects can be wall specific. For example, if I try to add a door, the system will tell me, hey, first you need to select a wall because the door cannot be inserted in the middle of the room. So I select the wall, again I select the door, and now my door is in my floor plan and attached to the wall. Again, I can resize the door with my fingers, for example. I can zoom in, zoom out to resize the door. Uh, I can change the opening of the door using the rotate door icon at the bottom, okay, and move it around. If I want to change the dimension of the armchair, I can again zoom in, zoom out. But if I want to be more precise, I have another option. I can use the edit icon at the bottom to display what we call the attributes of an object. And there, I can change the dimension of the object. Again, I can connect with the laser and use my disto to measure the objects. Another option to decorate the room is to annotate the room. Again, I go into the Insert Object section and I'm going to go into the Annotation menu. Let's start with a photo. I can drag and drop the photo icon to indicate from where I took the photo. And now I can access the attribute of the photo either by tapping on the edit icon or by double tapping on the icon. And when I do so, I just tap on the photo icon and I can take a picture with my device or select a picture from the album. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to select a picture from my album, and there it is. I have added a photo. If I want to add a second photo, I tap on the plus icon and I start again. I add a photo from my album. The same way I can add photos as annotations, I can add text boxes. So I select the text box, I double tap on it or I tap edit to access its attribute, and then I enter my comment. I don't want a border, I don't want to fill the text box, and I want a large font size. There it is. So now I have my text box, I can resize it, move it around, etc. I can add comments and photos as annotations, but I can also use the attributes. For example, when I double tap on my armchair, I can access the attribute, and there again I can add photos, or I can also add comments. And as it is available in all attribute windows, you can do that for walls again, you can do that for rooms, or you can do that for floors and properties. Okay, so we've learned how to create rooms by capturing, drawing, filling, or duplicating. We've learned how to assemble the rooms, and we've learned how to decorate the rooms. When decorating a room, you might want to position precisely elements on a wall. To do that, select a wall and tap Elevation at the bottom. You now have a view of the wall and you can insert elements such as a window or a switch. You can of course position those elements the way you want. To navigate from a wall to another, you can use the arrow at the bottom. Once you're satisfied with the work you've done on the walls, you can go back to the floor view using the arrow at the top left, and now you can see the window and the switch I've just added. So now let's say that I'm very happy with my floor plan. I want to create a report. So I'm going to change section. Now we were in the plan section, and I'm going to go into the export section. The first report I'm going to create is a PDF report. So I tap on the icon that says Get Floor Plan Report via email, and there I'm going to change the document layout. There are a lot of options. I'm not going to walk you through all of them, but you can choose the paper size, you can choose the way, for example, the scale. You can choose whether how you display dimensions, whether you display dimensions. So, for example, you can change the way you display dimensions at the floor or at the room plan level. You can include your own watermark, your disclaimer. You can include your logo, your email address, your contact information, your photo, whatever. Let's say that I'm happy with the document layout. I just tap on the icon Get Floor Plan Report via email, and Magicplan is generating the report. It's going to be available in three different ways. First, you will receive the report in your mailbox, okay? Then it will also be available on your cloud, and I'll come back to that a little bit later. And the last option, it will be available in the app. If I tap on the PDF icon, I can choose the app to open it, and I can open the report directly in on your device. So you see I have my logo, I have my scale, I see all the photos that I have created. Another report you can access easily is a statistical report. Uh, Again, it's the same principle to generate it, and you can have for the entire property per floor or per room the different information such as the volume, the perimeter, the square feet. You even have the list of all the objects available in your floor plan. By the way, this statistical report is also available as a CSV file that you can open in Excel, for example. Once I've created the plan, I can create reports, but the second option is I can generate estimates. So now I go in the estimate section. And the interest of the floor plan is that I know everything. I know all the dimensions, all the surfaces, the perimeters, etc. And I can leverage all this data to quickly produce estimates. Let me show you how on an example. Let us say that I want to paint my room. So I go into New Item, I go into the modules, and I choose in the Paint section the Paint Walls and Ceiling module. This module includes two tasks and material. First, I need to prepare the walls and ceiling, and then I need to paint the walls and ceiling. Let me show you on the second item how it works. I tap Edit and More to see all the options. Each task or material has a name, an SKU, a pricing model. In this case, for the paint, it makes sense to price it per surface, but you could price it per item, like an appliance, per length, a baseboard, or per hour, manpower, for example. So the paint is priced per surface, and I have several options again. I can price it per square feet, square meter, tile, sheet, can, etc. For the paint, can makes sense. The price of my can is $28 and the coverage is 100 square feet. I am painting the ceiling and the walls, so the total surface is 564 square feet. And I will need 6 cans, and it's going to cost me $168. If I don't paint the ceiling, now the surface is 384. I just need 4 cans, and the total cost is 112. We can even be more specific than that. For example, let's say I don't paint this wall. Now I just need 3 cans, and it's going to cost me $84. Surface is 272. If I don't paint this wall, surface is 253, but I still need 3 cans, and the cost hasn't changed. Creating estimates in Magicplan is just dropping task and material. You can regroup those tasks and material into modules to make it faster, and it can go very fast. Now you're going to tell me, but this is fine, but this is not my prices, or these are not my tasks and material. The same way you can create your own object catalog, the same way you can create your own questionnaires in Magicplan, your own attributes, you can have your own price list. I'll show you how in a few seconds. First of all, I'm going to go again in the export section to generate the estimate report. Again, I can customize, same thing as we've seen previously. Again, the estimate is going to be sent to you via email. It's going to be available in the app, and it's going to be available on the cloud. The estimate includes a summarize per category. You have a detailed breakdown of all the tasks, and you even have a breakdown of all the tasks and material you need per room. Okay. In the account section, you can create your account. We just need an email and password. In the help section, you have a lot of videos and FAQs. Please note that the help is contextual. If you want to access everything, you just tap on all and then you'll see all the videos and FAQs. You even have a search engine. Typically, if I want to see all the lasers supported by Magicplan, there it is. We offer more help on our website. When you go on Magicplan, magic-plan.com, at the bottom you'll find the how-to and support section, and in the support section you have access to an email which is support@magic-plan.com in order to ask all the questions you have. Thanks a lot for listening to the tutorial. I have one last piece of advice for you. Um, you won't be able to master Magicplan in 5 minutes. You need to be patient. Typically, I think that you will need a couple of hours to master the app. But once you do, I do guarantee the 30 seconds per room, so 5 minutes for 10 rooms. Typically, the first capture you will fail, the second will be better, and the third one will be fine. Again, do not hesitate to contact us if you have any questions. We'll be happy to help. Thanks again for listening. Bye bye.